The following program may contain adult language and mature subject matter and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Good evening and welcome to the Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts Kevin Newell and Julian Luke right here on Reality Radio 101. To contact us live this evening in the studio, dial 905-725-1907. Toll free in North America, 1-866-905-7325. Worldwide, 1-866-656-5477. Send us an email in studio101 at gmail.com. And now, right to your hosts of Canadian Cigar Scene, Julian Luke and Kevin Newell.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Canadian Cigar Scene. It's a new year, Jew. How you doing, brother?
I'm still hungover.
I'm hurting.
That's my boy.
But I've resolved not to do the same thing to myself next year.
That's right. Yeah, well, that's another. You know what? These
RFM bringing that bottle of Glenlivet 18 was a terrible idea. And if you're listening tonight, Michael, that was just an awful idea.
Scotch. I love Scotch. Scotch in my belly. Anyways, you know what? Great party at the house there, and good times had by all.
A lot of fun,
Absolutely.
Yeah. We had some people in the garage smoking some cigars, some people in the living room playing some cards. The kids were ripping around the basement. Altogether, everybody enjoyed themselves.
A fine night. And a fine year, to say the least. You know, I mean, it was a great year last year, and look forward to another banger of a year this year.
It was a long year, and I mean, it really depends on who you talk to as to whether or not 2016 was a memorable one for them. Because there a lot of people were focusing on the celebrities that passed away and elections that happened in the States. But, thankfully, and touch wood, I didn't know anybody, that had, or at least not, like, there weren't as many people, I think, that lost somebody, significant in their lives in my immediate circle last year. Mm-hmm. Pray to goodness I'm not having somebody listen and say, oh, my God, you forgot so-and-so. Yeah, but I just...
Yeah, you know what? I mean, if this year's as good as last year was, I'll be quite happy.
Yes.
Gotta admit. So
on the right side of the grass. That's all you can ask for.
Absolutely. So, boy, oh boy, we got a lot to cover tonight, and we've only got an hour to do it. So, you know what? First and foremost, I think is typically at the end of the year, everybody talks about top 10, top 25 lists, and the big kahuna comes out the end of December there, and everybody pays attention to it. It's the classic, the ultimate. The Cigar Aficionado Top 25 Cigars.
Which pales in comparison to the Victory Cigars Top 100 tweets.
That's right.
However,
it is. I mean,
they have a lower budget for production than we do.
That's true. That's right. I mean, that's not as big as World War I, World War II, and the Super Bowl combined. So
yes,
it is a big thing. Well, shall we? I was just going to have a browse over the list and see what the hell is going on here. I mean, I think these lists are put together just to piss people off. Just to get people talking about cigars, just like any sporting list or music list or anything, and it drives some people up the wall, when they see like a Cuban cigar in the top 5.
Solid cheddar.
I'm not saying another word. Honduras. Are you kidding me? But I mean, when you look at when you look at the cigars that were thrown out there, I mean, everybody had a good. Had a good showing from Honduras, Nicaragua, Dominican. I mean, I mean, just we can run through a few of them. You know, the Henry Clay stock cut was 22. You know, these. I'm just looking at kind of cigars that we can typically get available in Canada too. You know, I mean,
Yep.
You know, certain things just not available in Canada yet, and we hope they will be. But I mean, Enclave by AJ Fernandez came in 20th.
Good for them. That was their first time
Cracking
on the list. And if I'm not mistaken, they also ranked on at least one other list.
On the
number 6 in
Cigar Journal.
Cigar Journal.
Nice, good for them.
Yeah.
You know, Cohiba had a showing on number 19. Alec Bradley, the Coil, the Petite Lancero, I think it was, came in 18. Breckhouse, good for them. J.C. Newman and the guys. You know, from Nicaragua at 17. You know, my father, who's always had a great showing, you know, dropped in at 16 with the 2K. Again, I found that was quite a strong smoke, but not available in Canada yet, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. We have some Tatuaje, a smattering of those in there. La Gloria Cubana, Aging Room. I mean, one of the brightest stars and one of the best things that I saw on that list was number 12 with the Casa Torrent Robusto coming in number 12. Good for Alejandro and that group there, because that's a fantastic smoke.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Absolutely. I mean, when you get into the top 10, Punch Gran Puro, the Santa Rita, I think it was, that came in 10th. You know, I was kind of shocked at that one, but you know what? Hey, the Gran Puro line is a fantastic Honduran line, I thought.
Yes.
Hoya de Monterrey Epicure number 2. You can never go wrong with that fantastic Robusto.
No, one of the best Cubans on the market.
Absolutely.
The best Cuban since Desi Arnaz, isn't that the line?
That's right. Oliva, yeah, Melania, whatever. Norteño by Herrera Esteli.
Yeah, good for Willie.
Yeah, Willie's a beauty too, like the guy. Of course, Fuente had picked up number 6 with, I think it was the 46 Rosado. So, you know, I always liked that line. You know, unfortunately, they've been out of stock on those for a bit, so I hope to get those back in the shop at some point, you know. Padron, you can, I mean, there's not a Padron that's made that I wouldn't just have as a desert island smoke from.
Oh, I know.
From the 26, the 64, you know, I mean, just fantastic line of cigars. E.P. Carrillo had picked up number 4 with an Oscuro.
Does Jose Blanco know when to change companies or what?
Tell me about it. Good for you, Jose. Congrats, guys. That's awesome. Partagas, Serie E, E2, the larger rendition of a D4, you know, quite a big smoke, powerful smoke. Number 2, just thrilled the pants off me. Rocky Patel, Sun-Grown Maduro, his new cigar, one of his new cigars from last year, I thought was his best cigar.
Well deserved.
Yeah,
well deserved.
One of the best cigars he's made in a long time, and it's fantastic. You know, it's up there with that, you know, with a decade for me. I mean, he's got such a fantastic line of smokes, doesn't he?
Yes. And then let me hear you pronounce the first one.
Jesus Christ. Well, the number 1 cigar came from LFD. It's called La Flor Dominicana Andalusian Bull.
Well done.
Wow. You know,
and Andalusia is where?
It's a little island off Costa Rica. No, I'm just.
I believe it's in Spain.
There you go.
Other side of the Atlantic.
Yeah,
you did well though.
You know what?
Good recovery.
Try and bullshit your way through it. The Gomez's, Lido and the boys. I mean, you know, always had some great smokes too, and I mean, I think they must have been pleasantly surprised when they found out, you know, on the morning of. That boom.
I guess so. And I don't think too many of our listeners might be aware that we mentioned this on a prior show that Lido Gomez has a Toronto connection because he lived in Toronto for a period of time.
That's right.
A significant period of time.
He worked as a jeweler.
Working as a jeweler, yeah. Nearly got robbed and all that stuff. Well, he got robbed
he
and
did
nearly worse.
Yeah, that's
nearly
right.
Worse. Now, I'll tell you, the top 25 by Cigar Aficionado was notable for what it included, but I also thought it was very notable for what was excluded. Mm-hmm. I was shocked, absolutely shocked, that there was not a Davidoff on the top 25 on that list.
I know.
When you think the Yamasa had come out, last year's Winston Churchill line.
That's right.
I mean, last year I thought the Winston Churchill was going to be a serious contender for Cigar of the Year, and it didn't rank, and I was just really surprised that nowhere on that list was a Davidoff, and that really, you know, made it contrast to the top 25 cigars of Cigar Journal.
That's right. I mean, when you look at this year's list, you know, I mean, it's, you know, they got 2 in the top 11.
Well, they got the number 2 cigar.
Yeah, I mean, with the new Yamaso that just came out.
Yeah.
Which I think, again, is a terrific smoke.
It is a terrific smoke.
You know what? You run through those ones, Ju.
Well,
is there stuff in here that, I'm just looking at stuff that we can get, and I mean, there's that new Cohiba Medio Siglo, that really small version.
Yep.
What else do we see there?
Yep, we can get that for sure. The Dunhill, the Aged Maduro short Robusto. Brigham still got that, I think.
They do.
Yeah.
Christoph San Andreas. I think that's available as well. We can get that in Canada. That was number 13.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the 17 cigar, the Macanudo Inspirado, the Black Canonazo.
Not the black.
I don't think that one's available.
Not the black line.
STG, if you're listening.
That's right.
You got a cigar on the list you should be bringing in.
Davidoff Escurio.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And, of course, as we mentioned, the Enclave Salomon by A.J. Fernandez, which came in at number 6.
Mm-hmm. Again, they had the El Centurion, the H2K in their top 10 as well, just like CA did.
Yeah. Interesting to see, not available in Canada, although I've had people have that cigar, but the number 9 cigar, Leaf by Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to that guy. I mean, he's just been toiling away there in Honduras, and hey,
right.
lo and behold, he's got a cigar on the top 25.
That's right. Partagas, the Añejos. I can never pronounce that one. The
Añejados.
Añejados.
Yes.
That's the cigar that we had when we were at the Partagas Festival.
Yes, correct.
That's right.
Correct. It did very well with that.
It's got the 5-year. That line has tobacco is aged 5 years or more, as well. So a nice addition to that list.
And the cigar of the year, the San Cristobal.
Yeah.
Is that?
That's made by Ashton. Ashton makes that cigar, and at one point in time, we could have got that cigar in Canada, but I don't think it's available anymore, unfortunately.
Well, it's usually regarded to be a good year in Canada if on the top 25, if you can get 10 of them in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just the reality of being in the market that we're in, but hey, 10's better than 0.
That's right. And the good news is our good folks at Brigham Enterprise will be bringing the number 1 cigar into Canada likely by the end of this month.
Fantastic.
So we're looking forward to getting
I think
that.
we may have put ourselves on that list.
Yes.
When we phoned them 5 minutes after it was announced.
That's right. And ordered 5,000 boxes. So come on and make sure you represent. What else is going on, Ju? I mean, I'm just looking at what's going on. There's a great time in sports.
Good time in sports.
Sports. I sat down this afternoon, snuck out to the garage, and watched Bournemouth Arsenal today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Diane told me you were watching football. She never mentioned it was, British football.
Yeah, Bournemouth and Arsenal. Bournemouth comes out, just plays a banger game for the first 75 minutes, goes up 3-0.
No.
Yeah, and then Arsenal storms back. Yeah,
what was the final?
They ended up drawing 3-3.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's a big draw for Bournemouth, but I mean they look fantastic. I mean now they're 9th in the division now, which is great. So I mean there's no
relegation,
not a chance. But I mean they're doing really well and they look good. I mean the Leafs. Look at the Leafers, 3 points out of a playoff spot right now.
That Winter Classic, though. I mean,
wow.
they almost let Detroit come back. What the heck were they thinking?
Sure made it interesting, didn't they?
Lucky I was having a cigar.
Hey, Patty, thanks very much for the email. I appreciate it. She says, hello, guys. Happy New Year to you. Hoping 2017 is very prosperous for victory. Great show, Patty. Thank you very much, Patty. Much appreciated.
Much appreciated.
And all the same to you, you and your family. Leafers on a 6-game winning streak, too.
Yeah. And I think since we last had our show, TFC...
Yeah, that's right.
Came out in that game, and oh my God, that was a tragedy.
It was, yeah.
The end result was a tragedy. But at least it's nice to be talking about Toronto teams that are doing well.
The Raptors are kicking ass, and I mean, the Leafs just, they lost Edwin, which is too bad, but you know what?
Oh, you mean the Jays?
Yeah. The Jays, I apologize. You know what? That's the way it goes. They're going to move on, but,
Carry on.
Oh, yeah.
Carry on.
World Juniors, too. Canada versus Sweden tomorrow in the semifinals. So that's going to be good. Looking forward to that.
Oh, so they can still win it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're still.
Oh, was that round robin play when they lost to the Leafs?
Yeah.
Or to the
Leafs? Yeah.
to the Americans?
Yeah, it was. So
okay.
yeah, they're in the semis tomorrow night. So looking forward to that.
All right.
should we? I'm just thinking. Let's go over a couple of quick news stories, and then we'll do a quick commercial. First and foremost, I mean, for anybody that's actually in the business, I mean, we do this thing called the IPCPR every year. And Julian will tell you what IPCPR stands for.
The International Premium Cigar and Pipe Retailers.
Bingo. Typically every year, mid-July, it's usually, and it's in, they move it around, but the next few years it looks like it's going to stay in Vegas. But, I mean, it was typically they split it at the Venetian and the Sands Expo, which is attached to the Venetian. But, I mean, lo and behold, last week they decided that they were going to change, Sands was going to change the dates on them or something like that, or they kicked them out of there. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, it's very sort of, it's misty as to, exactly what occurred.
So they had to change the dates. I mean, they kept them to the same month. I mean, it's still in July, but it's moved up a couple of weeks to the 10th to the 14th, and now it's going to be at the huge convention center, which is probably a good thing. I mean, it's, I think it's going to be a lot easier for the vendors and everything, but still kind of shocking to say that after all this time, at the same venue, that they're going to switch it up and move it somewhere else, like 6-7 months before the show, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to know too what that'll do to the sort of dynamic of where people congregate, because in past years the Circle Bar at the Venetian has always been the place where everybody hangs around, and you never know what to expect, whether it be somebody showing up with a pocket full of cigars, or Tom Lazuka getting choked into submission. Anything can happen at the Circle Bar.
That's right. Yeah, so they'll have a different hotel to pick from too, as well, which would be kind of nice for a change, I guess.
I think it will be nice actually, because the Venetian the Venetian is one of those places where it's nice to go in and see it, but after a while you look inside your wallet and realize, holy cow, that whooshing sound I hear is the money flying out of it. So.
We just got an email from Paul. Hey, Paul, how you doing? He says, hey, guys, you should do a year in review of Victory products that were big sellers. That would be interesting, as we could know what to buy in 2017. Cheers. Cheers to you, too, Paul. That's not a bad idea at all.
Not a bad idea. I think we could do that.
I like it. Yeah.
Shall we do that now?
No, we could go through a few things that were quite important to the folks at Victory.
Yeah, it's funny, but it really depends on the smoker, because when somebody comes in and just wants a casual cigar, or they are getting married and they want some cigars for the groomsmen, or they're going on that golfing junket and they want 3 or 4 cigars to take for their foursome, we'd usually recommend to them stuff that's more the cheap and cheerful stuff, less expensive, house blends, Dominican, stuff that's going to be light, that's going to make sure that nobody has a bad experience with the cigar.
That's right.
But when it comes to the cigars that people are smoking on a regular basis, gotta say, a lot of Arista, are going
well
out
with that
through AJ Fernandez.
Right. And there's always that sweet spot, there's certain sweet spots, but typically people find that area between the, $12 to $15 seems to be the max, if you can get a great cigar at $10, then lo and behold, they're jumping on it all day long.
Yeah.
But that $12 to $15, and there's certain things that still fell into that area. Flor de los Antilles was just a bit above the mark, but still
close.
Still did very well with it. Some of the AJ Fernandez stuff, the New World,
Cusano 18.
Yeah, for us the Cusano was a big game changer too, because they went to a new blend and it had an Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper on it, as opposed to the double Connecticut shade that they were using at because it's made at the Davidoff factory, and the old blend was always a really mild, creamy, just a great everyday breakfast cigar, and they switched that blend to that new wrapper leaf with a little bit more zip to it, a little more spice, and it just wasn't the same experience that you were expecting. It wasn't a bad cigar, but man, we kind of pushed and talked to the guys at Davidoff as well, and like JT, and they decided they were going to bring it back into production, and we got it back in the shop, and a lot of people were quite happy about that, and that comes in around the $14 range as well for a great, nice, mild smoke, For us, again, the Casa Torrent was a big hit. We did very well with that this year, and outside of cigars, stuff that's still, year in, I mean, for the whole entire year, I mean, there's one V cutter that was sold, and that was the Colibri V cutter.
Yeah.
And that was
the must-have accessory.
Absolutely. If you've never tried a V cut before, come into the shop and we'll do a V cut for you with the Colibri, and you'll just go, wow.
It was something.
Yeah, and you know what? Not a bad price tag on it. It's a nice heavy cutter. It's got some weight to it. So it's substantial, and you know what? For the amount of cutters that we sold of that, there's not many. They don't come back.
No,
they stay sharp. And you got to
work great.
Absolutely.
It's some interesting quirky products that we saw too, and I don't know. Like, okay, so let's call it for what it is. Canada is becoming a pot country. There's more and more of it all the time, and lo and behold, we saw some varieties of blunt wrap leaves that came out last year that come in various flavors. They're still available in things like chocolate and that, and much as I don't want to admit it, there was an uptick in that kind of stuff because I guess people like to have something flavorful to put around their marijuana, assuming it's medical, that is.
That's right.
So so those kinds of things, quirky stuff to have around, but we got it, and stuff that's. It's not so much you sell a ton of it, but your average tobacconist is going to have it, like flints for your Zippos and Zippo fluid, and that haze chemical that takes that'll take take any kind of like dullness off of a pipe and stuff to sweeten pipes. Like those are the kinds of things that really set tobacconists apart because you just can't get those anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we always do gangbusters with travel humidors. It's a hard plastic container that comes, with, either 5 cigars, 10 cigars, or 15 cigars. It's got a little humidification device in there. You can put some of your solution or distilled water in, and it's got a rubber grommet on it, so you never have to worry about water seeping in.
And most importantly, it's got a little place where you can put a padlock on so you can keep your buddies out of your cigars.
That's right. And you know what? Anywhere, when we go to when we go south and stuff like that, I mean, that's a must for us. I mean, we take a few cigars to the beach or the pool or whatever. You can leave them in there. You don't have to worry about anything like that, So, I mean, if anybody's doing any traveling or golfing or, you go up to the cottage anytime in the winter or summer, that stuff's great.
Yeah, you more often than not are disappointed when you go to these warm climates and think that you're going to get cigars because the number of times we've been disappointed has been it's been ridiculous. So we always take cigars away.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I hope that that's right. So I hope that covers a couple of things for you, Paul. Maybe we'll get a couple more get a bit more input before the end of the evening, but I hope that helped you out a little bit. Just going to have to take a break here for a couple of minutes, folks, and pay some bills. Just to let you know, you're listening to Canadian Cigar Scene on Reality Radio 101.
Are you looking for great ways to take better care of your mind, body, and spirit? If it's time that you truly admit that you do, then you need to contact Refer Life. Refer Life will tune and optimize your body to help you attain better health, more financial freedom, and peace of mind. At Refer Life, we can help you feel healthier, look younger, and live longer. We offer all aspects of personal wellness and guide you with the absolute best information to get you on a new and healthier fast track in your life to be happy, healthy, and wise. Please visit our website at www.referlife.com for more information, or call us today at 647-883-2232. That's 647-883-2232. Remember, at Refer Life, we want you to live life, live long, and live free. Welcome back to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts Julian and Kevin. right here on Reality Radio 101. To contact us live, send us an email in studio101@gmail.com. And now, right back to your hosts, Julian Luke and Kevin Newell.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. That gave you a chance to do whatever you needed to do, and we're going to go through some Canadian cigar scene stuff.
Yeah, get a pencil, folks. You might want to jot some of these things down.
Absolutely. First and foremost, our cigar of the week this week is the Partagas Mille Fleur.
Is that the one with the Cameroon wrapper?
That is not the one with the Cameroon wrapper. This is Puro Cuban, as they say, okay? All tobacco from Cuba. So if you saw in that email, it's not a Cameroon wrap. Yeah. These things happen.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but the lady who was helping us with that descriptor managed to pick up the Partagas Mille Fleurs from the United States. And,
oopsie. I'd like to try that, though.
It sounded wonderful.
Love a good Cameroon wrap.
Yeah, sounded wonderful.
Who doesn't? Don't forget, folks, if you're ever in the area, drop into the shop. We got a new logo, and check out our website and stuff like that. And
start to see it appearing.
That's right. We got T-shirts, we got hat toques, and all that all that pretty cool stuff. So come on in and check it out.
They'll be available at the online store soon.
Absolutely. Wow, it was a crazy Christmas season as well. So again, I got to say thanks to all the staff and to all of our customers. I mean, we were busy as hell, and you know what? Thanks again for all your patience and dropping into the shop to support us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and Haley, Diane, and Michaela. Thanks to all three of you for working your tails off to make it happen.
It's a long month, eh?
God.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
But it's the fastest month on the calendar.
It is.
It starts and it's just
the
flipping roller coaster. It's done.
I love it. Yeah, it's awesome. We have those new stuff at Victory. Stuff like Cigar cabinet fans. If you got a circulation problem with your humidor, you throw one of these little humifans in there, and I think it turns on every 15 minutes for like 15 seconds, sort of thing, and just helps to sort of circulate the air in your.
It's a great concept.
Yeah.
And for some people that are saying, they have an area of their humidor, especially some of these bigger cabinets where they're saying, well, it doesn't quite reach the top shelves and stuff. I think something like that would be really useful.
That's right. I agree. Some cool stuff by Dapper Dan. We got some great pomades. It's time to start taking care of yourself here, folks. What does this say? Just in time for your New Year's resolution to stop looking like such a slob.
It's all about the personal grooming resolution.
Yikers. What are you saying about it?
Well, I mean, that was probably one of the biggest growth areas, going back to what Paul asked us earlier, men's grooming stuff. I mean, our shaving stuff is going nuts. Guys are going for the safety razors, the straight razors, the creams, the brushes. And, I mean, it's guys, you want to save some money? Get into it. It's cheap, cheap, cheap. I priced a package of 5 Wilkinson blades in, I think it was Shoppers Drug Mart. They were like $13 or something like this. I think in our store there's somewhere around $7.
Yeah. And I mean, compared to those 5-blade jobbies that they sell, I mean, those are ridiculous.
It's like second mortgage to shave.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that stuff's like toilet paper. At the end of the day, you throw them in the garbage.
Yeah.
So like you want to pay the absolute minimum because you're not getting anything out of it.
But the quality of these blades is phenomenal too, with the shave that you get. And it feels good to do a proper shave. With a safety razor.
And it looks a lot nicer on your countertop, having a nice stand with the brush hanging there and the razor hanging there. I mean, it looks you look like a more sophisticated man about town.
Absolutely. So drop in. I mean, again, like we were saying, Paul, this is a great idea for guys if they want to start some proper grooming. How about? We got that really cool lighter too. We got that. We picked that up not too long ago. The Lotus lighter, the Double Down. It's a dual-purpose lighter for people that smoke cigars and smoke a pipe. So it's got a soft flame on one side and a torch on the other end.
Now, is that named after the guy at the door at Grace O'Malley's?
Yeah, the guy that broke my finger.
The guy that broke your finger with a pass?
Yeah, Jesus.
That's right.
Surgery involved. Yeah, man, that was a part of the year too. Forgot about that. Good times. That wasn't him. Anyways, cigar scene happenings. Over to you, Jew.
Well, it is that time of the year when we start to learn all about the various cigar festivals. One of them starts this month, the 17th of January in Nicaragua. The Nicaraguan Cigar Festival is occurring. You can Google Nicaragua Cigar Festival and you'll find their website. Don't know if tickets are still available, but right now Nicaragua is the center of the cigar universe, so definitely one to consider. Going into February.
What's puro sabor mean, by the way? What does that mean?
Pure blood.
Pure blood?
Yeah.
Sabor is blood?
I think it's pure blood, isn't it?
Really? Not sure. Sounds kind of
Puro sabor.
cultish. Pure blood 2016?
Well, I don't know. Check it.
Yeah, well,
No, puro sangre is pure blood. What's puro sabor?
I don't know.
Well, Google sabor.
I'm doing
While
it. Get talking.
Jesus H. Okay, the next festival, Pro Cigar Festival in the Dominican Republic, February 19th to 24th. Details at procigar.org. You'd have a chance maybe to meet Lito Gomez down there, the author and creator of the Andalusian Bull.
Pure taste.
Pure taste. There
Yes.
you go. All right. Pure sabor. Unlike you, no sabor. All right. And then
Boom.
then we go into the Habanos Festival on the 27th of February, and we'll be talking more about that later in the show. But that will be coming up soon. So lots of big festivals happening, folks. This is the time where the tobacco is in the fields, and you can actually go on a tour and see the entire operation, in action. Keep in mind that if you decide to yourself, hey, I've got my summer vacation and I'm going to go to Nicaragua in July, first off, it's part of the rainy season there, I believe. And secondly, there will be no tobacco in the fields.
No.
Tobacco gets planted in the late fall, in the early spring.
And it'll be hot as stink, too.
Yeah, it would be hot as hot. It'd still be hot this time of year, but in the summer, it would be crazy.
Retarded.
Just crazy. We always do a shout-out to a tobacconist. This week, we want to do a shout-out to all of Canada's tobacconists. Happy New Year to all of you, for all that you do. And, we'd also like to mention to the folks at Health Canada, we hope that you have taken some pause and time for reflection this year and made it your New Year's resolution to maybe consult with our industry before you make decisions about things that you're going to do. Because the upcoming, for example, plain packaging program is absolutely ludicrous, but none of us have been asked.
Mm-hmm.
You only ask the people that will tell you what you want them to tell you.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, we exist in a dark market where you can't see the product. So now you're saying, well, now we're going to change the packaging. What the heck is that going to do? It's behind the kitchen cabinet doors. Mm-hmm. So, nothing's going to happen. So please, folks, start consulting with us this year. We really can be part of the solution. We're not your enemies.
And it's funny, how it seems like we beat that to death last year, but you know what? People just still, and the public just doesn't know about it. When you tell them about it, they're shocked. It's like, why would they bother with that,
I know, but there's a very real chance that they're going to impose plain packaging upon the Canadian marketplace, and it's for what? Like, for what? You already got to be 19 years of age to be in our stores. Mm-hmm. So what is the point of this exactly? Is there nothing better we can do? Is there not some meat to inspect? Like, there's got to be something, Yeah,
inspect the pot places. Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah,
there,
no
right?
kidding. They're popping up everywhere,
That's
and
right.
they're still illegal as far
That's
as
right.
I know. But us, they're after.
Oh, we got an email from Blaine. Blaine, how you doing, man? How you doing? Happy New Year to you guys. Very informative show this evening. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. How come you are not on every week? Thanks.
Well, we had a situation there, Blaine, where it just got to the point where our families were saying, you guys are already away at various festivals and shows and junkets enough, and it just got to the point where saying that we were away every Tuesday when we got families that want to do, kids in soccer and that sort of thing. So we had to back it off to once a month. So,
it gets difficult.
And it was through the Christmas holidays. Kevin's son Christopher was back home, and my daughters were off of school, so we had to play a little bit of what's Marcus's favorite saying, jiggery pokery with the schedule this month.
Right.
But we're back on to we're going to be the last Tuesday of every month.
That's right. I think our next show is going to be on January 31st.
31st, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be our Super Bowl special.
Yes.
So pay attention to that one. It's going to be cute.
So thanks, Blaine.
Yes, thanks very much, Blaine. Appreciate it.
All right, back on to some news.
Yes. First and foremost, since we were talking about Cuban cigars, I just noticed that Habanos has just unveiled a new Mexican regional edition.
I'm looking forward to if we ever get that coming up here, because it sounds like it might.
Well, I got a good idea. We should go to Mexico and find it.
Maybe we should. I know of a Habanos. It's a store just on the island of Cozumel.
Boom. What's the scoop with this cigar? What's the plan here?
Well, this is an Edmundo, so part of the Monte Cristo lineup. So this is the Dante Conde Bellicoso, which is related to some earlier releases that came out, the Conde 109 and the Conde 54, which were released in 2007 and 2011, respectively. Neither of those two cigars are still in the market, but this new Edmundo is coming to Mexico, and word has it that they are going to start selling this Edmundo Dante worldwide. That's the plan. So this is no longer going to be an exclusive to the Mexican region, and I think that part of that story goes back to the Conde 109, which not only had incredible chops when it came out, but a 7-year-old, so an aged for 7-year cigar, was rated as a 99 point in
the Connoisseur's Corner.
Connoisseur's Corner. So that's got to say that, wow, not only were these cigars fantastic when they were produced, but they're aging extremely well. So I think there's a lot of demand for this cigar, and that consequently Habanos S.A. has decided that you're going to see worldwide production of the Edmundo Dantes.
Boxes of 10, they're going to make 5,500 Mexican pay. They're going to make, do they have a limit on the amount of cigars they're making on this one?
Yes, 6,000 boxes.
6,000 boxes of 10. So, you know what? I mean, it's not that bad of an investment for a box of 10 to throw one in the humidor and leave it in there for maybe 4 or 5 years and
just see what happens.
See how she pans out, right?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, and you know, the Edmundo has become one of my favorite cigars. I mean, in the Monte Cristo lineup.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. At one point, it was the Open Eagles, but hey. But now
it's been a while since I've had an Eagle, too.
I know. I love that cigar.
That's right. Hey, since we're talking about Cuba, I saw something else about a battle that Habanos wages with...
with General.
Yeah, with General Cigar. So, I mean, they've always had this thing going on about the name Cohiba itself in the United States. And it sort of goes back, I mean, now that you're allowed to bring Cuban cigars back to America and with no limit at all, you're seeing you still can't buy Cuban cigars in America, but you can bring them back if you're traveling abroad. But the two companies have been battling over the name Cohiba for years and years. I mean, this started in 97?
Yeah, it's been a long time. 95, I think.
95?
Well, that's when General actually registered the trademarks in the United States and said that we're going to start using the words Cohiba because they figured during the embargo they could get away with what the Cubans claim is trademark violations. It's been a back and forth battle.
Mm-hmm.
Really back and forth.
Yeah, so I mean it has literally gone back and forth in the courts, and I mean I think when I look at this now, I mean I think it's gone back, and they said that they're saying that they are allowed to use the name Cohiba in the United States.
Well, that's pending the decision of the last court case. But I mean, this went all the way to the Supreme Court in the United States, and the Supreme Court decided that they were not going to answer General's petition for a writ of sortiorari. I can't say that word. Sortiorari. Gary probably knows how to say that.
Maybe you shouldn't have had so much scotch before
I shouldn't
the show.
have so much scotch, correct. So because the Supreme Court decided not to give General the writ, Cuba Tobacco can once again seek to bar General's use of the Cohiba trademark.
This is going to go on forever, isn't it?
Yeah, but for Cuba Tobacco, it's really in their best interest for this to get resolved prior to any further talk about the embargo, because if they can get this Cohiba trademark resolved in world courts and world trade organizations and the U.S. Court system, that's going to mean that when it comes time to negotiate for the other brands that are being used in the States, like Monte Cristo and Partagas, and Romeo and Julieta,
they're all used.
They'll be in a much better position then because they'll already have won the Cohiba battle. That's if right. Cohiba gets thrown into the mix, odds are they're only going to get 2 of the 4. But if they win Cohiba ahead of time, maybe they can get 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm. Quick email from Bryce here. Hey, Bryce, how you doing? Thanks very much for the email. I appreciate it. He says, I hope you did not get any cigar stuff for Christmas. Ha! Love you guys. Any new sales this year? Any new New Year's sales? First off, no, I didn't get any cigar stuff. You? Nothing. I never get cigar stuff.
I got a couple of cigars.
Did you?
Yeah,
I
the
never.
stuff that guys came into the shop and gave to me.
Well, I mean, when from I just like when you opened your stocking and Santa brought you no cigar stuff.
You still believe in Santa, don't you?
Absolutely.
Attaboy.
What are you saying? New sales. You know what? Keep an eye on our
Our website.
our website and look on our. Go on get our emails. If you go to our website, you can register to get our emails each week, and that's what we can really tell you what the sales are what's going on in the shop. Okay, that's the key.
Yeah, and if you look on our online store at victorycigars.ca, you'll see that price drops galore on humidors.
No, yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it's ongoing. I've got to just double check and make sure that wasn't only to the 30th of the
No,
month.
it wasn't. No, we continued it.
We're going to continue?
We're going to go right through January with this.
Beautiful. Yeah, so and it's a good time to get a humidor because you never know when you're going to do a last minute and wind up in the Dominican or Cuba or somewhere and come back with a mittload of cigars.
That's right. And check our website, okay? Go on our YouTube page and check out our stuff about fake Cuban cigars. It's very informative. And if you do decide to do some traveling this year, don't get hosed. Buy the cigars in the proper spot.
And, it's funny because, we've had like tens of thousands of people view that video, that one particular video. We got several different videos, but that one about spotting a fake Cuban cigar. And overwhelmingly, we've got good feedback. But there are a couple of people who have said, I can't believe you guys chinsed out and didn't cut open an actual real Cohiba so we could see the difference. And it's like, guys, we chinsed out. We paid for the video. We produced the video. We provided it to you for free. And then you want us to cut an $80 cigar into pieces? No, not going to happen.
We explain what they're supposed to look like, so you can figure it out from there.
Yeah.
And I know it wasn't Bryce or any of our
No, it wasn't.
listeners.
It wasn't Bryce.
Absolutely. Sorry, we digress and we threw it back on Bryce there, didn't we? Anyways, it's just another thing with the United States. I mean, the whole FDA ruling. I know we beat that to death last year as well, but they were at the IPCPR. Everybody was really rushing to get all their cigars in shop before August 17th or something like. I believe it was 17th or something like that.
Yes.
Now the FDA has moved the deadline for this.
But that's not for that. This is for registration.
For registration of
because under the new program, everybody who's exceeds a certain threshold it makes premium cigars. They have to register every year by December 30th. So re-register every year.
They have to do that every year.
Every year, but they're saying, well, this only came into force supposedly on August 8th. So since this is the first year, they're going to give them a 6-month grace period to June 30th of next year. But then they'll also, or June 30th of this year, of 2017. So I'm forgetting it's 2017. But then they're also going to have to register again on December 31st of this year.
Right. But
so that's the registration. That's the registration sort of waiver that they've given. They have not made anything yet. And here's hoping that Donald Trump and his seemingly pro-business schedule turns around and just guts the FDA for at least when it comes to premium cigars.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we need some. We do need some help. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, where's Rudy Giuliani when you need you?
Yeah, really.
When you need him,
he's a cigar smoker too.
He is too.
Hey, I noticed that AJ Fernandez has opened another factory. Like
he didn't own enough of Esteli. I mean, he's
man.
basically surrounded at every. It's like watching Patton, come through in World War II.
Oh, he's so busy that he needs to open another factory, and he's named it the San Latano Factory. Same name as one of his farms that we've been to. Actually, it's pretty cool. And he's actually taken over production of the 601 brand from Eric Espinoza.
Well, that's kind of interesting because, on two fronts. Firstly, he opened up this factory in Ocotal, which is not normally, or up until this point, hasn't been known, I don't think, as being a cigar
Where is that region?
hotbed. It's not
near Esteli?
It's not in Esteli or what's the valley to the north?
Condega?
No.
Jalapa?
This is a distinct region. So he's open in an entirely distinct region, and but yeah, taking over the 601 brands, that's truly interesting. I mean, that's going to give some food for thought as to who winds up being the person that handles the whole 601 line.
Yeah, that's and it's pretty cool to meet that we just got Espinosa cigars in the shop as well.
That's right. Fernando came up
because it was at that La Zona. the Lazona factory apparently is at their peak. So I mean, it's kind of like AJ's come to the rescue for him to help him out as well, right?
Nice.
Yeah, very good. You know what? It's kind of neat to see how they all work together, eh?
You know, they really are family.
Mm-hmm.
They really are family-minded when it
Absolutely.
comes right down to it. You know that these people, if they're short on wrapper or short on workers or whatever, they've got an issue, that the factory owners help one another.
Mm-hmm.
They really do. And I don't think you need any more testament to that than to read the story of Drew Estate and Jonathan Drew and how he actually lived in factories, and guys called him, the gringo, and finally they felt sorry for him and fed him and let him sleep in the rolling room floors and taught him Spanish, and
Yeah.
$50 million later, look where he is.
Boom. Yeah, he's done all right for himself, that kid.
Yes.
Absolutely. Hey, I also noticed one of my favorite cigars that typically comes out this time of year has just been, we got ours about 3 days before Christmas, but the 2016 version of the Alec Bradley Fine and Rare is shipping across the world now.
Now, was it just my imagination, or did that cigar sell out faster than it ever has before?
Yeah, I mean, we had I don't know how many boxes of 10 we had, and basically they were gone in 2 days.
Gone.
Yeah, in 2 days.
I think that there's a little bit of that, is that the street, the word on the street is about the cigars, but I also think that this year they put together a banger of a cigar.
Well, I mean, this one is a limited edition, contains a blend of 10 different tobaccos. So it's got what is it? It's got 7 fillers, 2 binders, and a Corojo wrapper. So you know what? This is the third time they've done it this way, and it's the last release like this was 2011. So it's a great looking cigar, 6x52. I smoked one and it was fantastic. I was surprised at the strength of it.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I found it to be a little more full body than his typical Fine and Rare. So you know what, I suggest to anybody, if you get a chance to get your hands on one of these cigars, because they are fine and they are rare.
And if you're a person that likes to store your own blood in your own test tubes or something, you need to get one of these boxes, because the cradle that every cigar sits in is just unbelievable. If you're the person that's like looking to the future and going to do your own transfusion, you should get yourself a Fine and Rare box and just do the tubes together, and away you go.
I was kind of wondering where that was going for a minute, but I'm kind of glad we're going to go for another quick commercial here, and I'm going to question you on his motives here. All right, folks, just to let you know, you are listening to Canadian Cigar Scene on Reality Radio 101.
Are you currently looking for a part-time professional career, but you are just not sure what to do or where to go to make a great part-time living? Well, if you live in the Durham, Ontario region, then Durham Ways Bus Lines is the absolute professional career just for you. We offer complete comprehensive training, an excellent starting salary, and ongoing support in your choice to be a professional school, corporate, or charter transportation specialist. With flexible hours and many great benefits, Durham Ways Bus Lines is that perfect part-time career for retirees, housewives, or anyone looking to make great extra money with a professional and reputable company. Why not call us today at 905-433-1392 or visit our website at www.durhamwaybuslines.ca. At Durham Ways Bus Lines, we are the safe way. Do you absolutely love authentic Jamaican food? How about a Jamaican all-you-can-eat buffet? Well, if you stated that you do, Yum Yum Jamaican Restaurant is for you. At Yum Yum Jamaican Restaurant, you can try our all-you-can-eat authentic Jamaican luncheon buffet for just $12.99. Or how about our amazing dinner specials for just $16.99? We also offer great breakfast specials as well. We are conveniently located in Toronto at 2450 Dufferin Street, and we offer takeout, catering, and delivery services too. Please call us at 416-913-1742. That's 416-913-1742 to find out about all of our daily specials. Or visit our website, yumyumondufferin.ca. Yum Yum Jamaican Restaurant, Canada's only all-you-can-eat Jamaican buffet.
Somebody told me once in a lifetime.
Welcome back to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts Kevin Newell and Julian Luke right here on Reality Radio 101. To get on board, send us an email in studio101@gmail.com.
Simple sometimes, just to lay your heart open wide.
And now, right back to your hosts, Kevin Newell and Julian Luke.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Hey, you know what, Ju? It's good to know that, over the course of time, some things just don't change. They just keep sounding as good as they do, and that's Gary's voice.
Oh,
Like, it's just smooth as
Thank
silk. Smooth
it
as
is
silk,
beautiful.
baby.
It's a thing of beauty.
Absolutely. If we could sound that good, my God, we do this for a living. Hey? Give up our tobacconist jobs? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Nah, I don't think so. Hey, one of the things that you do every year is on New Year's Day is the 100 your favorite 100 tweets of the year.
I do.
This is probably one of the biggest things that happens on Twitter a year. I mean, Twitter almost exploded this year.
The Twitter people themselves,
Yeah.
stop everything
They do.
to read what we write.
They do,
put
and you
together.
know what? I actually did maybe go through a couple of them and looked
Did you?
at them and said, "Hey, you know what? I remember that. I remember
the
that."
boy got a mention or two.
That's
in there.
right. That's right. So there's a few things going on, but I mean, the number one tweet of the year was
It was all about Rocky Patel this year when Rocky came to our October Cigar Fest on September 24th and was the most gracious cigar personality that I think I've ever met. You know, when I saw him walking down the driveway looking like $1,000,000 in whatever, that those designer clothes are that he wears, and he stopped at everybody and said, "Hi, I'm Rocky Patel."
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you think about it, everybody knew who he was, but he had the grace to introduce himself. He didn't just walk up and say, "You should know who I am," like I'm the King of England or something.
That's right. Yeah, just a class act.
Yeah, he was great.
And
It was great.
and the feedback we got from a couple other folks in the GTA area where he spent a couple hours in their shops, and the feedback from the shopkeepers there was the exact same thing. Just a real class act and just a gentleman. And you know what? I mean, we were lucky that last year we had a lot of great people in the shop. Oh my God!
And and remember, we delayed it for a week because of the boy's wedding.
That's right.
And the week that we would have had the event, it poured down like
That's
in the
right.
Bible.
That's
we would
right.
have been completely rained out for the event, and the following week was stellar.
And the week after that was shite.
yeah,
Remember?
yeah,
it
we
was-
hit right in the middle, man.
Yeah,
Rocky
yeah.
brought the good weather with him all the way from Honduras.
Yeah, we got lucky there. And I know that we're, there's a couple of things that we always plan on going, trips that, if people are interested in doing a trip with us, keep an eye on your email. And if you're not on our email list, get on it through our website. Register with us so you can get our emails, because I will at some point be putting out a couple of emails for people if they're interested in taking some trips down to Honduras to maybe go to Rocky Patel's factory and to go to a couple other factory tours. And you know what? If you're interested in this, just to pay your airfare and do like a 4-day junket and everything else is taken care of, it is so worth it. It's a great time and very educational as well, seed to finished product and meet some great cigar folks and just sit down and enjoy a couple of sticks with some great people, So keep an eye on the emails, and as soon as you see it, answer it, because get on the phone and call me and book your spot, because it'll go within a day or two.
Oh, to go within a couple of hours.
Yeah.
It's like Pink Floyd in
That's
in
right.
the cigar world.
That's
Now, what about you? Did you have a top event or a top occurrence? That
You
thought
know what?
about
I
for
think the
last
boy
year?
getting married was for me the
Yeah.
big one. That was the coolest. And I was thinking about it today. I was driving along. I was thinking, holy shit! On his wedding day, I don't even think I had a cigar.
Really?
There just wasn't really any time. And by the time the end of the day rolled around, I was just freaking exhausted. It was just like, oh my God, I had enough.
Yeah.
But it was a great year last year. I got to admit. I mean, business wise was great, and family is all good. So I mean, what do we got to be? There's nothing to complain about.
Nothing
for
to
us.
complain about.
Absolutely. Hey, there's been a couple of announcements about the upcoming Habanos Festival in February. What is this?
End of February.
Is that early this year?
February 27th? No, I don't think so.
Was it early March this year?
I thought it was February last
was
year.
it? Okay. Okay. They've unveiled the cigars that they're going to be appearing. The cigars that are going to be appearing at the festival. There's a new H. Upmann. The H. Upmann line is for the first time the Sir Winston Grand Reserve Conseca 2011. So that's the harvest of 2011. This Grand Reserve is the first time a Grand Reserve has been unveiled for the H. Upmann brand. Wow, it's going to be a banger too. 7 inches by 47 ring gauge. So that's going to be a fairly large cigar. Those Grand Reserves are off the charts. Eh?
Oh, they are so good.
Yeah, and just a really fantastically aged tobacco. 5 years at least with the tobacco itself, the harvest itself. So
yeah, and it's something you want to get and put away. This is you don't smoke these cigars.
Yeah,
you collect them.
That's right. They are a treat to have, and they're hard to come by. And typically when we see the cigars at the festival, it takes about almost 6 to 8 months to 10 months, sometimes a year before we actually see the cigars that were there.
Yeah,
this year was a lot quicker. I thought we saw some of that new Cohiba that came out fairly recently.
But they're not putting the Cohiba 50th out, are they?
No, I didn't see that. No,
so, I don't think that's becoming a production cigar.
No, but
which is kind of ironic. I mean, you would think after all the hype and chance to have a 50th anniversary product that you would try and get that out into the market, but
that's right. I mean, you know what? They started that Grand Reserva program in 2009. So I mean, this is stuff that just you don't see in the market very often.
No.
Quai d'Orsay, is that how you pronounce that?
Yes.
Quai d'Orsay. An entirely new Monte Cristo brand is also coming out. Like Monte Cristo, holy cow, how many brands do they got?
Oh, I know.
They're the Pontiac of cigars.
Remember what happened to Pontiac? They were there and then they weren't.
That's right.
Now, for those folks who are going to be considering going to the Habanos Festival, you need to go to cigaraficionado.com and have a look at some of the stats they've got about the tourists visiting Cuba, because they're saying that in 2016 there were 4 million tourists who visited Cuba. Now you might think to yourself, big deal. Why does that matter? Well, here's the way it is, folks. It turns out that in some parts of Cuba, there are food shortages amongst the regular citizens. There are rumors of this, and it wouldn't surprise me, because when the turistas come in and will pay top dollar for a tomato or a potato or a plantain or whatever else is growing there, that's where the farmers will take things. And Cuba is, they're bringing in the people, but there's no infrastructure for it. It's like Omimi, Ontario suddenly had 1 million visitors hit it, There's just not going to be enough hotel rooms. There's not going to be enough cabs. There's not going to be enough infrastructure. So if you think you're going to, get on a plane and take a flyer and book your hotel when you get down there, you might want to verify that is in fact the case. And even if you decide to get into Veradero, if they suddenly have a 50% increase in tourists over the next year or so, which could happen with all the flights that are going in, you might not even be able to get a bus from Veradero to go to Havana because they might be so busy shuttling people to resorts.
Prepare beforehand, because even the airports themselves are not equipped for this amount of travelers.
Not even close.
So
not even close. And I mean, to make matters worse, people are aware of the fact that the flights have already started from the United States into Cuba. But what people may not be aware of is that Carnival has been doing cruises into Havana for some time now. This spring, Norwegian and Royal Caribbean will both be taking cruise ships into Havana as well. And, I mean, that means they can drop 5,000 people on the doorstep at a moment's notice, right? And all of a sudden, again, the cabs, the restaurants,
just a shit
everywhere.
show.
It's just almost impossible to get stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's going to be tough.
It will be. It's
going to be tough.
Boy, oh boy, Jew. We've done an hour again.
Where does the time go?
I don't know. It's like the last year, One last thing. I saw that Drew Estate and Caldwell had a new collaboration going together. Were they doing, I think they have some sort of a new cigar coming out together, I believe.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah. I mean, leave it to, Caldwell makes some great stuff as well, but the folks at Drew, it's called All Out Kings. It's going to start shipping in March, which means we should see it in Canada probably about March 2020-ish, you think?
Yeah, right there.
At least they'll be aged.
Yeah, right there.
The cigars will be aged.
And you know, I don't want to end the note on a somber or the show on a somber note. So I'll let you, tell about next week's show after I said what I got to say. But people in Canada should be aware that around December 8th, Joe Horvath from the House of Horvath suffered a heart attack in Toronto and passed away shortly thereafter. And for those of you that didn't know what the House of Horvath is all about, Joe Horvath is a Canadian cigar legend. He knows everybody. Plasencia, Perdomo,
Pioneer.
Padron, an absolute pioneer in the business. I can't tell you how many people who I have said, oh, you know what, I know Joe Horvath. And he was a man who would do something on a handshake. His word was his bond. And he was a friend to everybody who knew him. So, to Kathy and Colm and Les and the rest of the Horvath family, our sincere, condolences to your loss. And, rest assured that we'll make sure that Joe's memory lives on in the way that we treat and deal with people, because he was an inspiration to all who knew him.
Absolutely, he's an inspiration. You nailed it on the head. You need to say no more. He will be missed. Absolutely. Folks, our next show, put this down. You might want to get a pencil and jot this down. January 31st. That is Tuesday, January 31st at, I repeat, 7:15.
6:15.
Sorry, 6:15 till 7:15. Repeat, 6:15 till 7:15. Gary's not paying attention. Sorry. I'm just being a dick. Anyways, it's going to be our annual Super Bowl show, so I might get Maddie and Knowles in the studio and talk a little football as well.
Football, cigars, and beer. What could possibly go wrong?
That's right. Yeah.
And Elaine's letting us smoke for that show.
That's right. So that's what I've heard, anyways, and get gassed.
Perfect.
So, there you go. Again, folks, thanks for all your emails, and thanks for your patience and waiting another month to hear our voices. So, again, you just to let you know, you are listening to Reality Radio 101, and this was Canadian Cigar Scene. And you know what it's time for? It's time to have a cigar.
Thank you for listening to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts, Julian Luke and Kevin Newell, right here on Reality Radio 101.